players to average 17 points per game in the paint since that stat was began back in 1997-98. Shaq has done it 7 times. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the only other player in NBA history to be on this list. He's giving you 17.6 points per game in the painted area. So
Will Chamberlain wasn't on this list?
Well, they only started keeping the stat in 1997-98.
Kareem wasn't on this list?
So just for the record, no Bill Russell, no Wilt, no Kareem. They didn't make the list because the stat wasn't. They didn't.
They didn't keep the stats. But I'm gonna let y'all know they're on the list.
Pretty sure they are definitely on the list. Of course, all 3 of us are on the list. Game time continues. We want to take it out to the court because Giannis has been balling out of control. He's been playing excellent in the Bud Ball system. So, Kenny, 3D, we're going to set up how Giannis runs the floor and sets it up in the half court and distributes to his shooters.
Okay. Can I give you some information on other stuff as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you started off, D. Scott, and I'll end it.
No, because what I want to do is, Ro, you said you can shoot, right?
I can shoot.
So we're going to let Ro be the big man this time because in Bud's system, he allows the 5-man to shoot the 3.
Okay.
So you go spot up in the corner.
All right. So you're Lopez.
I'm Brook Lopez.
Okay. You're going to be Giannis.
Okay.
Yes. There you go. You're going to be Giannis.
I'm going to be Giannis.
And I'm going to be Middleton. Because what happens is Bud has gone to Giannis and said, Giannis, I know the rest of the NBA is shooting 3s, and you shoot yours when you can line up the seams, take your time. But when in doubt, I want you on that block, dominating, and finding shooter around the block, and then you can do whatever you want to do because I know you're going to rebound, and I know you're going to share. So go ahead, Giannis.
The first thing, if I'm Giannis, the first thing I'm looking for is this. I'm trying to get the guy on my heels because if I get him on the heels, I'm going to draw the defense. So I'm coming in here, and I'm trying to use my length. Because now this guy's got to come, he's got to come, somebody's got to come. So when he does, I pitch out. But if I wait before he shoots, now
there you go.
I get back into the block because now I got my deep position. So we're not taking the first available shot.
Right.
We're taking the second available shot. So I get it, and now I start working, and if they come, I'm giving it to the real shooter first. No, I'm giving it to the real shooter first.
My bad.
I'll give it to the real shooter first.
I was trying to help him.
I'll give it to the real shooter first.
Trying to help him out a little bit.
All right, so that's the first thing. But then I'm in here for offensive rebound position. Again, getting him on his heels a lot of times. So even though D. Scott's here, I'm here. I get all the way over here. The defense has to shift. He could spin right back in here. And look how deep he is. You got to come. So I'm giving it to the secondary shooter. I'm giving it to the secondary shooter.
Hey, somebody close that window over there.
Hey, listen. Now I know how LeBron feels yesterday. Now I know how LeBron feels. Going downhill, I ain't got no shooters right now.
So that's how
good stuff.
One thing I have to ask about the Bucks because we haven't seen them advance to the second round since Giannis has been there. One thing I do worry about in the postseason, who's going to be their second offensive option if Giannis gets shut down?
They got lots.
Okay.
They got Brogdon. They got Bledsoe. They got Middleton. They got guys who can create shot off the dribble. And they all, at some point, D. Scott, they have an advantage. Maybe even like Boston last year. Bledsoe really was supposed to have the advantage on Rozier. But he didn't. Rozier played out of his mind, played great. But that day, the next series, Brogdon will have the advantage. Middleton's going to have. So every series, one guy is going to have the advantage with Giannis. Giannis always has the advantage. So now you put that secondary guy. It could be multiple guys on different nights.
Now, when you see Pau Gasol added to this team,
I like it.
Do you see Bud saying, Pau, I know you're a winner. I know you have championships. Is it more locker room and sprinkle him in because the rotation now?
I want him here.
Think about it.
I want him here, though.
Now, but how much is he on the floor? Because more he's on the floor.
I want him here.
Maybe Mirotic is off the floor because he's a better outside shooter.
But I want him here. I want him here setting picks for Bledsoe, catching it on the transition, drop it into Giannis because you got to respect his shot. And then what Pau does, he can do this. And change direction and use his ball handling ability for a 5'4". He's one of the few guys that can handle the basketball at that size. So give me Pau up there with the experience in championship and series. And then when we're down 3-2, he could come in the locker room and says, when we were down 3-2 with the Lakers, this is how we did it. And that is valuable. That's valuable.
Well, you know what else is valuable? Another big man who could handle the ball out in the open court. C. Webb calling the game tonight on TNT, joining us from the mean streets of Milwaukee. Hey, C. Webb, number one, good to see you.
Hey, Ro, D. Scott. Hey, I'm just letting you know. I walked in when Kenny Smith said, "I know how LeBron felt last night." Hey, man, let them know y'all got on coats and stuff. I saw you trying to line it up.
My jacket. Yeah, I was trying to.
Hey, C-Web, speaking about LeBron, number one, give me your thoughts on him passing up MJ in the scoring list, and also him essentially shutting it down in a sense for a season, taking time off as the Lakers slip out of the playoff race.
Yeah, well, congratulations to LeBron. That's something that's incredible, and we saw how much it meant to him last night. And, you know, I think Kenny said this, so I'm going to take this from Kenny. If Kenny didn't, I'll find out who and make up for it. But someone always talks about the fact that he's number 4 scorer of all time, and he may be a better passer than scorer. You know, just think about that, how crazy that is, and in his history of playing. And so it's just been it's been fun as a fan. It's been fun as a player to compete against him, and as a fan to watch him. And, you know, I think that we're all taking him for granted because it's in front of our face now, kind of like Kobe and others, and we're going to miss him when he's gone, man. But for him to pass, you know, Kobe on that layup last night, you saw how much it meant to him, man, to the fans in L.A., and I thought that was a pretty cool moment.
C-Web, I have a question for you.
Yes,
okay?
Sir.
When C-Web has the ball in a game with Sacramento, I'm like, oh, take away the jump hook. That's your number 1 signature move. You know, every now and then he'll hit the free throw, but we don't want him shooting that jump hook. When you saw Michael Jordan, you're like, oh, in the box, got the fadeaway. You got, what is LeBron James, who's the number 4 scorer in basketball, what is his signature move? Does he have one?
I don't know if he has one, because I see where you're going. I don't think he has one. But to try to just make something up, it's the dribble into the paint, the left spin, coming back to the right-hand layup.
Meaning a number 4 scorer, that's what was most amazing to me, C-Web. The number 4 scorer in basketball doesn't have a signature move.
Yeah, but the number 4 scorer in basketball, probably besides Wilt, Shaq, had the best body ever given to a basketball player. And for him to be, you know, to me, you know, he's one of the greatest athletes of all time.
I would agree with that, too.
How strong he is, how fast. I mean, this is his 16th season.
Right.
I mean, come on. I mean, I played against Karl Malone, and that was amazing with him doing it late in his career like this. But what we're seeing out of LeBron, it's ridiculous, man. The minutes he's playing, the assists, the points. And so I'll never really get into the greatest argument. I think each player has their own skill set and their own talent. But what we're watching right now from this man is incredible.
C-Web, as you prepare for the game tonight, Bud Ball has traveled to Milwaukee. Can we really take this team serious that what Giannis is doing, and will they be able to shoot the ball with confidence when the playoffs get here?
Yes, you can take them serious. And no disrespect to Bud, no disrespect to Middleton, anyone else. The reason why I take this team serious is only because of Giannis. He has great teammates, but we saw him in the All-Star game a couple years ago, and players had to ask him to slow down. Players had to ask him, oh, man, we're having fun. He's a competitor to the utmost degree, and when you watch him go to State on the road and check Kevin Durant and get a win there, when you watch him go to Toronto and other places, it's his energy, it's his passion, to me, that keeps this small market team so exciting. So, yeah, I definitely have seen what Bud has done in the playoffs. I've definitely seen what some of these other guys have done. But the way this team goes is going because of Giannis right now, who's, in my opinion, you know, top 2 in the MVP race, top 3.
And we saw Indiana earlier in the year. Victor Oladipo goes out with that injury. It was horrific. But, I mean, hey, Indiana's held serve since then. 10-8 without him in the lineup. Still holding on tight to that 3 seed. What have you seen from Indiana that shows you they'll be able to be competitive in the playoffs without their all-star?
I see it starts from the top. It's Nate McMillan. You know, this is the way Nate McMillan played. For a lot of young kids that don't know out there, when you look at Gary Payton, Nate McMillan was his 2 guard, maybe one of the best defensive guard sets that the game has ever seen. And so what I see from him is putting his personality on this team. And he talks about how we don't shoot threes just so you can get a bunch of threes up. You know, you're looking at Turner right there. He can knock down threes, but he wants him to be patient, to play inside, to get other guys involved, to know the game. He told me that game is old school, hard work, everybody step up. And when you watch them play through a patient offense, good defense, that's what you see.
Hey, whenever we see you, we always ready to go. Thank you for stepping up and joining us on Game Time. C-Web, call it good one tonight.
No, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Should be a good one.
Indeed it will.